And we're live. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen, gather. One man went to mow. You know how we do it. A crime has been committed in the Nigerian state. Gather, Madam Emosil. Say hello as you're coming in. Hello, Destiny Paris. Hello, Isaac. A crime has been committed within the Nigerian state, and the number one suspect is a tall, lanky Fulani guy that goes by the name Buhari. Buhari has been a bad boy. Gather, come join. A crime has been committed within the Nigerian state. Gather, come join. Gather. The movement against the Fulanis in the southeastern part of Nigeria has taken a new turn. So we are discussing that. And the Buhari family, they still haven't gotten the memo as to what is going on within the Nigerian space, with Buhari's nephew beating up people and throwing them in jail, etc., in a Katsina state. So we discussed that as well. So matters arising, a crime has been committed within the Nigerian state, and the number one suspect is a tall, lanky, bent-over Fulani guy that goes by the name Malam Buhari. Buhari has been a bad boy. Come join, gather, click on the hyperlink as you're coming in, say hello, let's get to know you. Let's get straight into the narrative. We kick off with the first one, which is the headline story. Bear with me whilst I just... okay. So, outrage over viral video of 19 herders killed in Anambra state. So, this is now the latest development within that space. And if it's ever going to blow off, if it's ever going to kick off within the Nigerian space, it is certainly going to come from the eastern quarters, because the eastern quarters are now moving aggressively and assertively against the Malamis, as again, outrage over viral video of 19 herders done away with in Anambra state. So I'm going to be rephrasing some of these words for reasons of YouTube. So when I say done away with in Anambra state, you know exactly what I mean. So let's get into the details of it. There is outrage on social media over the failure of relevant authorities to speak on the brutal doing away of a family of 19 herders in Anambra state on Saturday, April the 24th. Some prominent Nigerians have also voiced their reservations over the silence of the graveyard that trailed the incident. They said those that have power and resources to stop the orgy of violence against Fulani herders in the south have refused to talk. Actually, let me take that entirely from the top again. There is outrage on social media over the failure of relevant authorities to speak on the brutal doing away with of a family of 19 herders in Anambra state on Sunday, April the 24th. Some prominent Nigerians have also voiced their reservations over the silence of the graveyard that trailed the incident. They said those that have the power and resources to stop the orgy of violence against Fulani herders in the south have refused to talk. The Fulani herders were reportedly done away with by suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB. Commentators were particularly horrified with the way the victims were gruesomely done away with. The video showed that the victims were trailed to their settlement in Okwomashi village, Akwazu of Oyi local government area, where they lived with their cattle, and shot at close range. The father of the house, Ibrahim Medium, 9 women, 6 children, 3 men were done away with during the attack, whilst some of the bodies were thereafter, their heads were taken off. So I'm rephrasing a lot of these things just really to be mindful of how the language is being picked up by the YouTube. So while some of the bodies were thereafter, their heads were taken off, the hands and legs and others were taken off, and their stomach opened. The animals of the herders, including cow and sheep, were also done away with and their house and belongings vandalized. So while some commentators described the attack as the height of man's inhumanity to man, others berated both the federal and Anambra state government for not calling out the perpetrators and arresting them. Two notable northern groups have also expressed anger that 5 days after the needless doing away with at the Fulani settlement, both print and broadcast media looked the other way as if nothing happened. They said the "I don't care" attitude of relevant stakeholders to the ugly events in the South portends danger to the corporate existence of Nigeria. So here is how the anger is being expressed on social media, especially on the micro-blogging site Twitter. Nigerians have been critical of the doing away with of the 19 herders, reacting to the video of the slain family members that have been trending on social media since Monday. A Twitter user, Bash Fahan, wrote, "The video of the remains of the 19 Fulani women and children done away with in Anambra State is the worst thing anybody can see today." Another one, E.S. Yusuf, "No killing is permissible irrespective of tribe or religion. I utterly condemn the killing of that peaceful Fulani family in Ibariam. It is high time we take action against such acts very seriously. The polity is already heated." So here is Ryan. So Ryan is Rayyan. So I'm spelling that so really you can decide for yourself where that person comes from. So Rayyan. So this is what that person has to say. Now you see the hypocrisy in this country. Now you see the hypocrisy in this country. 19 Fulanis have been done away with in cold blood, and no media is reporting it. It is quite disheartening as no one is talking about it. Meanwhile, conspiracy theories are accusing the same Fulanis of killing. Muslim Ibrahim describes the incident very illogical. He said, IPOB terrorists do away with 19 members of the same family, including babies. What a country, what a people. What have we done to these folks? So the Fulani man is asking what they have done to the people of the Southeast, for the people of the Southeast to have taken this action. So Abubakar Mohammed, this is what he has to say. Abubakar Mohammed blamed both the federal and Anambra state government of not protecting the family, as well as others that have been done away with in the states. Entire Fulani family of 19 have been wiped out by IPOB militia in Anambra State. A very sad development, as the authorities, both state and federal level, could not protect them, he said. For Baba Ali, the doing away with of 19 Fulani family members in Anambra State is an act of terror. Nigerians should unite against any form of terror. So, actually, there is still more, but let me just come into the room and see what you guys are making of it. What are you guys making of all this? What are you guys making of all this? Let's just take comments. Hello, Isaac.
Good morning. Good afternoon. It is good morning here.
Good afternoon, wherever you are. This is a very sensitive one. I'm only just halfway through it, just to come in really and see what you guys are making of it.
I think.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes, I can now.
Okay, I don't know. It seems like the connection is breaking up. I don't know, maybe your connection or mine.
I don't know, but I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, it is very sad what is going on in Nigeria right now, and I think the early they do the needful. If the early Nigerian government do the needful, the better, because everybody is saying, oh, they cannot afford to have another 1967 civil war, but we are in the civil war already.
You know what will happen? Of course, you know what is likely to happen is that these people now they will take their own revenge in their own region, and then these other people they will do it again, and then before you know it, when they are doing it back and forth, before you know it, the numbers start to increase. You know, now it's
Exactly.
19. They will go and do maybe 50, 100 to show that we are tougher than you, and then the other guy will go and do 200 to say no, we are tougher than you, and before you know it, it's full blown.
Exactly. And I see that like they mentioned in that paper, there is a lot of hypocrisy going on in Nigeria, because it is very sad that some people are just wiped away just like that. But remember what they did in Ibarapa as well. Over 4,000, if I may be corrected, if over 4,000 Yoruba from Ijewa now are refugee in Republic of Benin.
There you go.
If you look at number of people that were being killed in Ogun State and Osun State and Oyo State, it is so outrageous, killed by these herdsmen.
So where is their sense of outrage when these things are happening in Ibarapa and other places?
Exactly.
Are they only angry when it's on? I mean, the hypocrisy, though.
That is what I'm saying. It is very sad that people be killed, but we should also look at it. You cannot fold your hands and see and turn blind eye to what is happening in one region, and so it is clearly shown. Like Governor Tom said the last 2 days, he did say on camera that he could now see that Buhari is for Fulani.
He has always known anyway. I think he's just now brave enough to say that. Look,
exactly, you know, because in the IDP camp, you can see a lot of cops in front of him. When he was making that statement, who killed them?
That guy is tired of burying people, especially that Governor Tom. I cannot recall the last time I saw him on the news or online when he's not burying people and burying people and burying people.
Exactly. You know? So
he's tired of burying people.
We are in the civil war, right? So the earlier they did the needful something, the better. And you know the funniest part of it, sir? You know the funniest part of it? I was reading news this morning. You see, British also, because we always come back to mention British. Now this morning, I think the minister for, I'm going to go to that news. The minister for African state or something like that nation. I have the news here. It says, let me go quickly. Oh, not this one.
Okay,
so what I'm trying to say is that the British now talking about election in Nigeria. They're talking about how to pass law that will enhance accountability during election and stuff like that. So they don't think about what is going on, the killings, but they are thinking about how to pass law and that will enhance how to vote and stuff like that. The other day they promised to give asylum to IPOB. Now they come up again with different story. So it means
these people they don't really count us for anything. I was actually watching a documentary yesterday on slavery, you know, and these people the way they were aligning black people, they were counting it with when they were doing inventory of their assets, they will count sheep, goat, farming utensils, slaves. So they were counting them amongst like a farmyard item. So I don't think that mindset has changed. That they don't really care. I mean, who cares if some black person is slaughtered in Africa?
So the news said that the United Kingdom has urged Nigeria to ensure quick passage and enactment of Electoral Act Amendment Bill currently pending before the National Assembly. UK Minister for Africa, James Dobridge, who gave the advice in an interview with News Agency of Nigeria in Abuja, said that passing the amendment bill would build more confidence in the country electoral process. So
yes.
Now, if he went further, that he will go to the House of Representatives and House of Senate to make sure that they pass this law as soon as possible.
Is yes. What they are trying to do? What they are trying to do, Isaac, is to build in strong institutions, because, as everybody always says, it is strong institutions that will save. So because the INEC guy, this same guy that rigged Buhari in 2019 that they did not sack, of course they did not sack him because he has now announced the timetable for 2022, for 2023. So the clock has already, effectively, that kicks off the campaign. Do you understand? So what these people are now trying to do is that they are trying to force the issue that we will not allow a repeat of what we saw in 2019, which was universally condemned as the worst election that that Nigeria has experienced, if not Africa, because it was just a blatant, figure writing and just announcing somebody. Buhari was rejected, and you are telling us that he will carry on anyway. So this is what they are trying to prevent by trying to force legislation that would improve the election system. Let's land this story, Isaac. So targeting Northerners is a dangerous game. The Northern Elders Forum. So the Northern Elders Forum has warned that targeting and killing Northerners in the southeast part of the country by IPOB members can trigger a bigger mayhem for the future of the country. The NEF on Wednesday sounded a warning against what it described as a dangerous development following the gruesome doing away with of 19 members of a Fulani family, mostly women and children, in Anambra State. Those who are singling out Fulani people and doing them off, singling out policemen, the military and custom, targeting the softer underbelly of the nation, should better realize that they are playing with fire. The NEF Director of Publicity and Advocacy, Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed, said, speaking to correspondents on the phone, he said, those who are targeting Northerners in the southern part of the country are playing a dangerous game. It is not a game anybody can confidently say he can control, but it is getting to a point where even we cannot find enough reasons to justify why people should continue to exercise restraint. He said it whilst it was tempting to ask Fulanis and Hausa people who are being attacked and harassed almost on a daily basis to leave the southern part of the country and return home, Buba Ahmed said, we would not do that for many reasons. One is that we believe they have the right to stay there and they have a right to security and to live in peace. And we believe that the Nigerian state has a duty to protect them. And if we ask them to leave, we will be playing into the hands of people who believe they can engage in ethnic cleansing, picking which ethnic group, which religion they do not want to see, and they will weaken the foundation of the Nigerian state. And so we are reluctant to do that. So he's saying they are reluctant to call their people back. He reminded the governors of the Southeast that IPOB had already taken a huge chunk of their territory and political terrain, saying with their recent agitation to be trusted with the leadership of the country in 2023, they needed to prove they are capable of securing their region. So the second sub-headline, North will no longer tolerate provocation from IPOB. So here is another person chiming in. The coalition of northern groups, CNG has warned that the North will no longer remain tolerant in the face of persistent provocation from IPOB members. CNG stated this in the wake of the gruesome doing away with and decapitation of 19 members of a Fulani family in Anambra State on Sunday. The CNG yesterday described the Southeast as the most aggressive section of the country, whose members are comfortably accommodated and protected in the North. It said, enough is enough, as those responsible for the butchery in Anambra shall be called to account in the fullness of time. CNG spokesman Abdul Aziz Suleiman said the nature of the doing away with, which involved decapitation of limbs and the complicit silence of the entire leadership of the Eagles at home and in the diaspora, confirms that the entire people of the Southeast are in support of the IPOB violent secessionist agitation. For Biafra, we are also worried that a section of the media which has traditionally been hostile and biased whenever matters that affect the North or people that come from the North are being reported or commented on. Let me take that again. We are also worried that a section of the media which has traditionally been hostile and biased whenever matters that affect the North or people that come from the North are being reported or commented on, are desperately attempting to conceal the extent of the killings and the true identity of those who instigated them. This cover-up is to the extent that the massacre, when reported, is attributed to unknown gunmen and not to IPOB terror militia, he said. Suleiman described as unfortunate a situation where only those who commit crimes around the northern regions or or criminals who are northerners are identified by their religion and ethnic label. Otherwise, these IPOB killers should be addressed appropriately, because this act of cannibalism is worse than any ever committed by Boko Haram or the marauding bandits. So correspondents recall that on the day of the attack, the Anambra Police Command confirmed the identity in a statement issued by its spokesman, DSP Akeng Tochukwu, but said only 9 people were killed. So here is from Lami Sadiq. So, so Lami Sadiq is the person who wrote this. So Lami Sadiq writing now for a northern newspaper. So a clarion call, if there ever was one, to the North now to take to action. So this is my reading of it. What do you make of all that, Isaac?
Well, as I said earlier, I think the earlier the government do the needful, the better, because it is this situation of the country is getting out of hand right now. It's not even getting out of hand; it's
already out of hand. Yes.
So I think it is time to call every region to sit down so we can debate if you want to live together or not. Because issue of we cannot afford to have another civil war. We are already in civil war. So the earlier they quench it now, so that it won't explode, the better. Because every single day, this killing, that herdsman killing somebody, ESN killing somebody, kidnapping, it is getting out. It is already over the roof. So the earlier the government do the needful, the better. So
it's a complex one, because of course the first thing we have to acknowledge is that nobody is inhumane, as somebody said, to go to a settlement and savage women and children and wipe off a community of people who, by all intents and purposes, have not done anything to be deserving, and to do that solely for the reasons that they are Fulani. So that we have to mention first, but then we also have to ask why this thing was done. And when we are asking why these things were done, then of course we have to look at the history of the savagery that has been cascading from that region without abate and without without reprimand. So we have to look at that. We cannot say that they just suddenly woke up and wanted to do these things, as gruesome as it is, and as much as I'm condemning it. And I hope whoever did these things are caught and brought to book. But then, of course, Nigeria does not have a history of bringing people to book for doing these things, because anything and everything that they are saying these people have done, we have seen it done countlessly on a daily basis by a particular set of people, and they do it casually and just walk away. They are still doing it as we are speaking now. As we are speaking now, some place in Borno is being ravaged by this element. I was actually reading a story once that these people went into a community and they savaged the place, and their vehicles broke down, and they had the time to repair that vehicle, maybe a motorcycle or car, I don't know, but they had time to repair that vehicle and then go away. So that just tells you then just that they have carte blanche, just free hand to savage the place. Schofield, what says you? Schofield?
Yeah, can I come in? You see, in Nigeria, with the youth, we have like 30% of this problem. You see, we don't engage ourselves. We don't take anything serious. We don't take anything serious. I can remember some years ago in 2015, I think me and my dad, we were having a conversation. So it was on AIT or Channels News. Buhari then, when he came into power, he was arresting people for corruption, for this, for that. So my dad told me then, he said, let this man forget about people that have stolen and do his work. You see, there is nobody in Aso Rock. The people that are holding
No. I disagree with you and your dad on that. Hold on. You can't forget people who have stolen, because then where is the deterrent not to steal? If you say because I've heard people say this,
there is nobody in Aso Rock. So the people there, the people there.
Are you saying action should not be taken against looting of the treasury? Action should not be taken.
Who will take the action? There is no leadership.
But you are now condemning Buhari for arresting people who stole money.
It's not Buhari doing the arrest. It's not him. That man is not in that country. He's dead. He's gone.
Oh, they are using his name. No. Okay. I'm going to let you go. We are not doing. No. Okay, I'm going to mute you. We are not doing Jubril at Sudani on this channel anymore, please. So if you come with your Jubril at Sudani, because we've done this endlessly, which has led to big scuffles on this space. So forget Jubril at Sudani, please. This is an intelligent people. You've just heard Isaac. That is the level of conversation we're having here. So if you cannot match that level, then don't come on screen. Don't bring any foolishness to this place, because enough is enough.
We cannot.
You heard that? No Jubril at Sudani here anymore. We are not interested in all that madness.
Wait. I never said that Jubril.
Yeah, what are you saying? That he's dead and is whatever. We're talking about fight against corruption, and you're telling us that none of that anymore.
You remember when Aisha Buhari said this 3 years back? She said what? That is your first lady. She said the person there is not my husband. She has left that country for some time now.
Okay, of course.
That is not what
we can't run away from this. So we can't run away.
That is not what she's implied. She's implied that Kaba already. She said Kaba already took over the Aso Rock. That is what she's referring to. She never mentioned that her husband dead. She said Kaba. She said Kaba already took over the Aso Rock. It's different from somebody dead.
Please, my brother Schofield, I'm not saying don't have your belief system, but don't bring it here, because we are functioning at a higher level than any of that narrative. I give people free expression, and I'm not kicking you off for anything, but please, none of that.
Okay. Let me drop it because of YouTube problem or whatever. But me, I know as a Nigerian, everybody know the truth. You see, but
nobody knows anything apart from you. My man, if you have anything to contribute to the narrative, contribute it. But if you want to preach your party line, then this is not the space for it. This is not the space for it. We are
I'm not
having
putting
a
my I'm
high
giving you my
octane,
opinion.
highly
In a
intelligent
house,
conversation.
in
Don't
a
lower the
house
tone.
where there is nobody in charge. In a
Okay, I'm
house
going
where
to
there
let
is
you
nobody
go
in charge.
because you
Anybody.
have nothing to contribute. So this is not the story we're telling. Hi, David.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
Sorry, that's the first time and hopefully the last time I'll cut anybody off because I give free expression to all views, but we have run the course with that foolishness. So please just do it somewhere else. Sorry, David, but Isaac knows the history of this narrative. Sorry, David, carry on.
Yeah, and well, just listening to the conversation and with you and Isaac concerning like what really got me to add my contribution was this we must be able to start with to dissect the narratives that is going on of the ESN killing a Fulani camp, Fulani group of 19 people, family, children, and 10. We must dissect it because this is a way of them trying now to blackmail ESN, so excuse me, and put them in a place like Boko Haram because the Nigerian government is already playing that narrative. They're already trying to put ESN in the level of Boko Haram. ESN made it clear from day one that they are against terrorists in the bush, in the forest. So what our 19 families are doing in the bush forest with kids and all those things. You know, like that to start with, that is a lie. We understand Fulani anyway, most of their camps are in the bushes and all those things. And we have seen ESN or Biafrans, IPOB members going to places and doing videos and say, oh, look at their camps, all those kind of things. But never they attack the camps because we are a people with humanity. No ESN.
But they are saying there's a video. I've not seen the video myself, but they're saying there's a video.
It is a propaganda. Don't forget that ESN, whether brutal, their attack they do on the Fulanis, they heard them. Everybody sees it. But as far as because when you said that, I've looked for that video to myself and I've asked people who, if what about this thing, and it's like it's just one of them rumors. But of course, one of them rumors that goes out having an effect because it's a propaganda.
Let me tell you where I'm reading this from so that you can know the impact of this. I'm reading this from a newspaper called Daily Trust, which is the as you know that the Tribune is the Yoruba paper. That is essentially the Tribune of the Northerners. So that is where they go to for their news. So they are effectively telling their people that this is what is happening in Anambra State. And when those people see it in Daily Trust, they just take it as gospel. Just like a Yoruba man, if I'm reading something in Tribune, which is a Yoruba paper based in Oyo, I would just say, okay, I'm going to believe this until somebody shows me otherwise. So this is almost, if it's not true, then the drum beat now of war is getting louder. Sorry, before you carry on, just can you tell me how to pronounce your name? Because it's intriguing me, and I can't really make out how to pronounce.
Yes.
We know David, but how do you pronounce the rest?
My name's David Tamaraimi Taibowe.
God Almighty.
You
don't even have to toast girls, just tell them your name. Just tell the girls. Sorry, carry on.
So no,
sorry, I'm going to bring Schofield back because I don't like to cut people off, but I think he has understood. Okay, carry on, David.
No, just to add on, it's a propaganda, and irrespective of the poor journalism in Nigeria, we in the South can still raise our hands up by saying we are, let's say, informed. Just to say, compared to the North. The propaganda going on right now that ESN has murdered a family, and in fact, look at it, they are using Fulani because it's a way of instigating. Don't forget that.
You know what they're also using for instigation? There's nothing that upsets people more when you start saying women and children. So that is the real language, women and children,
And in a way, this is a way of them trying to reach the minds of the Southerners that are still indecisive with ESN. To say, okay, you see, they've started doing this. Because don't forget that there are many people who is seeing the ESN as the new warlords. That will, as a new world, they've already been calling names and things, but I believe in the leadership there. And just to start with, for the fact that people could come out voluntarily, you know, why would they now, you know, all of a sudden start murdering, despite the laws that they receive, start murdering children, families? These are war crimes. I don't think ESN. I refuse to support the ESN that kills children and things. So these are propaganda. These are a way of them trying to pour in
Well,
their
we don't
poison.
really know,
And
though, do we?
no,
Really,
this
we
you
don't.
see, I can vouch. There are some things that,
No,
you
you
know,
can't. You can't, though.
it is
You
true.
can only
One
hope
might
that it's
argue
not the case.
One might argue that yes, you are there talking in your comfort in the West, yeah, or like they say, you people in the diaspora. But I can guarantee you, that's why I came up here. That I'm not here to leak any information or just to say out of the emotions. But there are people in the ESN that, you know, we know them out, they are there. But those people, they will not engage in such a thing. So this guy coming and saying this propaganda coming out now that ESN has killed 19 people and all this with children. Just imagine children and women. Which consciousness do you want to come and turn around? These are the doings of
They are
Boko
trying to
Haram,
damage
Fulani
their name.
Herdsmen, and the rest. This is what they are used to. So let them not bring those things down to the south or corrupt people's mind. You know, we're not bigger than this. It's just imagine for an editor to even allow such a thing to be on his newspaper. Don't it already tell you the quota intelligence that is working over there? They don't even know how to even come with good lies. But the point is this: we should always not be intimidated by this. They are saying anything you say is against the North. What is the North? There are people here in the UK, in the North, from the North, the quote-unquote North, that will tell you, I'm Nupe. You know, I'm from I'm from Jos or all those other tribes, that they are not even part, they don't even know why they call them the North. So all this war on the North, before it was war on Awusa Fulani, now it's now war on the North. All these are the way they are trying to intimidate us in a way. You know, you have a terrorist sympathizer in the government and people are calling out of him, you're telling him it's war against the North. Can the North
Anyway,
police another person?
we will see. We will see how the state responds to this, because of course we all know how they are going to respond. You'll see helicopter gunboats all over Anambra very soon, blowing up our forestry and mowing down the place. So we'll see how they respond.
You know, before I give the space for one of among the panel there, I just want to raise a point you lot made before earlier when you talked about the Commonwealth African
yes,
the envoy
Isaac
for
was
Africa
highlighting
that came to Africa and you know, it's now in a way meddling in the internal affairs with legislation. You see, we shouldn't be talking about that legislation because the constitution is evil. It is the constitution that is making all of us having this conversation right now. So
yeah, but we're still working within the constitution. So
the
until we change
constitution,
it, then we have to work
the
it in our favor.
constitution, what if British, because you have to know that they are protecting their own interests, but if British in every clear way can come and say they have our interests or they want peace in the region, just to talk about now, because this is now becoming a regional matter. Don't forget Shad is already on the Nile. So let's say if British now is interested that they want to come help, they should be encouraging the Nigerian government to change that constitution. What is hard coming with a new constitution that will involve everybody?
You see, the problem that I have with that constitution and the changing of it, a lot of people say change the constitution, change the constitution. The people who designed the constitution to wait in their favor, you remember it was Abdul Salami that gave us this constitution in 1999. So the same set of people are the people in the Senate, because the weight of the Senate, of course, is still in that direction. So no matter what they do to that constitution, they are never going to either make it balanced or to disadvantage themselves. So they'll just reward it and represent it in exactly the same manner. There are more senators from more local governments in Kano than there are in Lagos, even though Lagos has a group of 6 million more people than Kano. So do you see? And of course, all local governments get their stipends, etc. So you can see, I can't really see how the constitution can be changed in any way
that's why don't forget that in the government itself, we have had senators already talking about that. If they don't do nothing about it, that means everybody will go to Israel or your tent. You see, that the North has been benefiting the Nigerian project. And we can now see the greed, the so-called North. But it's
So
not.
who's
Not,
going to change it? Who will change the constitution then?
the
Because the
people.
Senate
The
is enough.
people. It's the
No,
people.
50,
Unfortunately,
60, 70%. I don't know the percentage, but well over 60%
it's the
of the Senate
people.
is
See,
enough.
my cry every day is the fact that the Nigerian people, even the so-called ones that goes to university, they haven't still really come to the understanding of their life, how the Nigerian constitution is affecting them. That is why they're still taking all these things. Unfortunately, the Senate, all those people, they are not for the people. They have distanced themselves that we protect the constitution that feeds us and the
Yes.
foreign interest.
You know what I always ask at this point? What happens next? How do we?
You see, what
What's the
will
punch
happen
through?
next? What will happen next? Like, I don't know, from my own way I'm saying things, what will happen
Yeah.
next? Because based on the threat that is now felt in Lagos with the Okada people shooting, I think what will happen now, it's going to be whereby, and that is where we are all as afraid of, whereby, everybody will now, like those people who know things, will now start protecting themselves. And now this will be out of the hand of the government, because as we are talking, there are people who know what's going on that are not arming themselves. Civilians are not hiding it. The Nigerian DSS knows that they are middle-class Nigerians right now that are arming themselves. And I'm very happy that people I know have now buy this sense. But it will be dangerous now, because you might now be attacking those that maybe based on differences, you will call them your enemy.
Yeah, but that's the example that
That
we're
is
just
just my
hearing
fear.
now. But hold on, what you just said now is the example of this story. So if we are taking it as a given that this is some innocent family that just heard us, then if we are believing this story as well, then what we are saying in essence is that these people have been done away with for no other reason than just for being Fulani. Not that they are known to have done any crime, but just for the singular condemnation of being Fulanis, they did away with them.
Just as we are paying for the bad choices, the bad choices Azikiwe made concerning we from the East, based on the bad choices, it's the same thing they will benefit. The bad choices their leaders are making, the poor people will pay for it. The average man on the street.
How long are we going to be in this cycle? Because we've been in this cycle now since 1960s.
See, this is the cycle. Don't forget that the only reason why I believe Africa is still where she is because we Africans, we haven't really done justice from within, in the sense that, the way the Europeans made their societies balanced, they went through revolution, they killed themselves. We in Netherlands, they ate their king, they ate him like raw. This is history. So Africa, we know the people affecting our life, and we haven't still held them accountable. That is why all these things are still going on, and they are pushing people to that extent. I can guarantee you that our lawmakers now are scared.
Well, they are scared because we saw we played.
I can guarantee you now.
You know they've been scared for a long time.
The scare they have now is the scare that the people, they now know that the people know that they were the one who brought this terrorism into Nigeria.
But that's the thing.
So now this is a betrayal that this is you have to understand that it's one thing when a state accuses you of treason, and it's one thing when your people accuse you of treason. The state might forgive you, but the people will never forgive you, because somebody is always going to have you in their mind. Nigerians have never thought about IED. Now Nigerians are using that word. You know what is IEDs? We don't want to be having this kind of. We're not even talking. Just imagine these are the conversations you're hearing in people, because we are.
Remember, there was a time. Hold on. There was a time Nigeria used to send rice to all these Ethiopia. That poor people, they are starving. Remember, we used to say, look at that. This is something that happened 10, 15 years ago. We used to send rice to people that they are hungry. And now they are sending rice to us.
Even our doctor, we send them to Caribbean. I could still remember when we sent doctor to Trinidad, Tobago, Dominica.
One of them came on this channel once to tell us his narrative.
So, but now we don't even have our own doctor anymore. We have competent doctor, but they don't have facility. But when, the time we're talking about, we sent doctors, nurses to Trinidad and Tobago, all over Western Caribbean to go and assist them, even to Cuba. But now what do we have?
Just on what you're saying, David, on what you're saying on them now feeling the impact. Maurice, we see you. We'll bring you in a moment. We'll bring Maurice in after this, and then I'll go to the next story. Just on what you're saying about them crying. Isaac was highlighting the point yesterday that Dino Melaye was the first person to sound the alarm that, look, the way we are just eating up this country and just gutting and looting is getting to that point now that the people will backlash. And fast forward, the irony of it, the person that they stole Dino Melaye's seat and gave it to, Smart Adeyemi, he was now, we played the video on this channel yesterday. We might still have it. I might well give you a clip of it, just a snippet of it. But he was on the Senate floor yesterday or so, crying. Am I lying if I say he's crying, no, Isaac? Right. He was crying. That we're cannibalizing ourselves now. People are eating each other. This is wild, you know. So we are now getting to that point, you know. Maurice, hello. Introduce yourself and tell us where you stand in the conversation.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Yes. I'm Maurice, and I'm calling from Norway, Oslo.
Okay.
Oslo, Norway, please. I've watched your show. Recently, and I've noticed.
Are you subscribed?
Yes, I subscribed to your channel like 2 days ago. Actually, I used to live in Nottingham. I moved from Nottingham to Norway. Okay, and but the point I'm trying to make is you come up with a lot of points that make sense, but I just joined the program right now, so I didn't follow the main topic of the day. But why I decided to call it today is also as regards a few past shows you did, and I like the idea that you try to get people together to discuss things, but I don't like the idea of you making mockery in a funny way of Biafrans. I don't like that idea.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, yeah, he always, like 2 days ago, I was watching. Somebody said Biafra will come, and you mockingly asking him when. Give me, is it next week, next 2 weeks, next 3 days? And you know actually what I'm saying. It's a shame because we all are in the same shit in that country, and we all are going through the same thing in that country. And it's funny. It's because of this mentality that the North keep controlling us, because one person seems to be sabotaging the effort of another person. And I have to tell you, with all due respect, that I didn't quite like that. And I've noticed that you're just fond of doing that, making mockery and fun. You call it like a talk show, but at the same time, you're making fun of Biafrans. You can't deny that. And I just don't like it. You can air your view without mocking the effort of other regions. Your region also can make their own effort. We never mock them, rather we encourage them. But you will put your platform and you'll be mocking other races. And when the other person called the Yorubas cowards, and you were like telling him, hey, why did you call Yorubas cowards? But you are making fun of us. And that's not fair. I'm telling you as a brother, and you can tell me whatever you want to. And I know some people will come up to start bashing me for saying my opinion. But Maurice, at the end of the day...
Maurice, sorry, repeat everything you just said. I just lost connection and I came back. I had to reboot. I hope the stream wasn't broken, but my, okay. I don't know, my laptop is playing out.
Okay.
So I got it to the point that you were saying a few days ago, somebody... So just repeat that. You were saying that I was being mocking in my tone towards Biafrans.
Yeah. it's not just a few days ago. All the while I've been following you. When it comes to the point of Biafra and agitation or their wish to go their separate ways, you always indirectly making fun of them. And that is not fair because all of us are in the same situation. And you can't be sitting there in UK, I don't know what part of UK you were, and you will be making fun of people who try to... I don't... Okay, even if you are in Oyo, at the back of your house, and while your own people are now refugees in Benin Republic, and you are there making fun of people who are fighting the same people that sent most of your kingsmen into refugee camps in Oyo, in Benin, and you are making fun of them, and that is not fair. So I didn't quite like that.
Okay, Maurice, apologies first, if that is how I come across. So if that is what you're reading, then I have to apologize for that and then work on the language.
No, it's not what I read. It's what you said. What you said with your own mouth. I heard you. I watched your programs.
When did I say, what exactly did I say that jarred your senses?
Now, 2 days ago, you were talking about, the discussion was about Biafra. And then you said, you asked him, you were making, it's not like you asked the question because you wanted to know. It was just like a mockery. Okay, tell us.
How can you tell
wait a minute, I'm coming. Yeah, when is it coming? Next week? Next 2 weeks? And the guy said, I can't tell you, it's gonna come. He said, okay, give us timeline, next week. And even you make that mockery. And another guy at the end of the show said, Yorubas are... The British handed the power to the North because they know that the North are willing tools they can control. The Igbos are very tough. They cannot control them. And the Yorubas are cowards. And then you invited him to come to the show the next day to explain why he called Yorubas cowards. Even though you said that you are kidding, but you always like to make fun of the Igbos and the Biafrans on your show. I like jokingly, but you're making fun of them, and you know exactly what I'm saying. We are not kids.
Well, no, I don't. I don't.
Good.
Can I talk now, Maurice?
Yeah, go ahead.
You see, when people say stuff, you listen from a prejudiced point of view. So even if I say good morning, if you think that my intentions are ill,
no, it's a lie. You said a lot of good points. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
So even if I say good morning and you think that my intentions are ill, that good morning you will think is a threat to your life. So when I'm inviting somebody to give me a time scale for when Biafra will happen, what I was wanting to draw out of that person, because I remember vaguely, but I don't remember exactly, but I do remember vaguely because I've put that question before. So when I'm inviting people to give me a time scale for when Biafra will happen, what I'm inviting that person to engage me in is a conversation as to what is the most realistic, the Biafra aspiration or restructuring. So that is where I am trying to lead that conversation to. So
now,
hold on, because
with all due respect, you're lying through your nose now. With all due respect, because the same day,
telling me what my intentions are.
You are lying because you know in your heart that you're not telling the truth now. Because the same day, another contributor said that the Igbos are the Jews of Africa, and you're telling him, who made them Jews? When Israel came to rescue, that was in Ethiopia. You are making fun of the. I watch your program, and the funny thing is that the Igbos, they are not speaking up. I don't know what is wrong with them.
Jews? Are they Jews?
Yeah, we are. I believe 100%. I don't have 100%. I don't need to explain to you anything. I don't owe you any explanation. And I believe. How about you tell me, give me a time frame when all those Yoruba refugees that were sent to Benin Republic by Fulani Herdsmen, they're running over the whole Yoruba land now. How about you give me a time frame when you people will stand up and then at least put your own region, bring safety to your own region? How about you give me that time frame?
Okay. Can I
Since we are talking about time frame now, go ahead.
Can I speak now? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I was saying is that you are not saying but people sometimes they listen to the program with prejudice. So they listen with prejudice,
It's a
saying
lie.
that this.
When I
Okay,
came to the
you said
program, I came
speak.
with a clear conscience.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
But you stated your position, so let me state mine. Okay,
go ahead.
I'm not saying you, but people, some people, they obviously, because this is a bare pit of an environment, you know, very opinions are expressed, forcefully, and some of those opinions are outrageous. So very controversial topics we discuss virtually every day. So of course, some people's senses will be judged that no, I can't have that, and no, he is right, or no, she's wrong. So so no quotas are given. It's like a bare pit, the sort of discussion that takes place in this space. So some people, they come already with that prejudice that Yoruba guy, especially everybody that even pays attention to this channel for a minute, they know that the lead person of the militant movement in that quotas, I don't particularly care for his politics. And of course, a lot of his followers come. So there's a prejudice already. So even if I say good morning in instances, that good morning, some persons will tell you that it's an attack on. So when I'm inviting people to give me a time scale for when Biafra will happen, it's not at all to mock.
That is not the only thing.
Hold on, because that was the example you cited. So let's use that example to make the point. So it's not to mock. It is to force the issue that which is the most realistic and the most immediate option. That Biafra, which is in the distance, but this restructuring that is closer. So if you are able to say Biafra in 20 years' time and restructuring is a conversation that is already taking place now, why not have that conversation about restructuring as part of that pathway to the Biafra? So that is what I'm asking for the time scale. But of course,
let me come in there 1 second, please. I'm sorry, I don't want to
labor this too much, but I do want you to.
No, I don't want to labor it too much. But I just want to make two statements very shortly, so that someone else will. Come on, please. I apologize for taking much of your time.
This is what it's all about. I welcome this.
Okay, so now, first of all, talking about the Jews, whether the Igbos are the Jews, I want you to watch on YouTube. There's a program, a video called "The Jews of West Africa," and it's also an investigation and everything, documentary conducted by the Jewish State of Israel themselves. Watch the Jews of West Africa. Everyone on the panel should take a note. You watch the full video on this thing. These are realities with facts and everything. The Jews of West Africa. That is number one. Number two, you sound. I can tell that you are very educated, so you should know about what they call the Stockholm syndrome, right?
Yes,
For those who don't know, not everybody knows. For those who don't know, everybody means 100%. Not everybody knows. Now, for those who don't know, it's simply a state where somebody, the abused, loves and defends the abuser. Do you understand? So, how can you be talking of restructuring in a place where the same restructuring that Ojukwu fought for and got, they had an agreement in Aburi, and they came back, and the same go on today, they are destroying his home, came back and refused and not to implement what was agreed on, restructuring everybody to go to regional district. When we were Maurice, under regional government.
Let me ask you a question. Because you've been asking questions. In the course of you watching this program, have I ever said anything that you found agreeable that, yes, I agree with him on that?
I kicked off. I took off on the right foot with you. When you allowed me on, I took off on the right foot with you. I said, you said a lot of things that I agreed to.
But is that not the whole point, Maurice?
Yeah, I agree to, but at the same time, you can't use also your platform to be mocking. So that is, you are trying to put distinction between the Yorubas and Igbos from your.
No, of course not. I mean, anybody that follows anything that. No, that is exactly the whole point, though, isn't it, Maurice? I will say things that you will thoroughly agree with, and I will say things that you will thoroughly disagree with. If I say things that you agree with all the time, then you should stop following me.
We don't have to agree.
And if I say things, No, you said I could speak.
Good.
Or do you want to go first?
No,
But
yeah,
exactly,
what I'm trying to say.
The job that you people have sent me is exactly what I am doing, is it not? I will say things that you find annoying, and then I will say things that you agree with. That is exactly the whole point.
You
because
still don't
if
get
you
the
are agreeing with
message.
everything
You
that
still
I
don't
say,
get the
then
message.
there is no
It's
point.
not about
And if you
agreeing.
disagree with,
My brother,
look,
you still did not get my message. My
no, I
brother,
get
you
your
still
message
didn't get
because
the
you are
message.
not the
The
first
mockery
person to
part
bring
is
this
what I'm
message here.
saying. It's not like we have to agree to everything you say, or you have to agree to everything I say. I said the mockery part of it. Don't make mockery of it. That is
I'm
the
not making
point.
a mockery of it.
But
That is the
you've done that
interpretation
a
that
lot
you
of
chose.
times.
No,
You make
that is how
mockery
you chose.
indirectly,
No.
and the
No.
Igbos on the panel
I
will just
cannot
sit
allow.
in there,
I cannot allow you to
nobody
put that
speaking
on
up. You
me,
don't make
Maurice.
mockery.
Hold
That is the point.
Maurice. Hold on, settle down. I cannot allow you to put that on me because I did not make a mockery. That is
How about you
you
go back
choosing
to your
to interpret it.
2 days program, replay the 2 days program, and
No,
you
I
see.
said the word, so I know exactly what you are saying, and I've given you the reasons now why
Even
it
look
was
at the
said, which
commentary.
is
People told you, why are you making mockery of them?
no, where people say a lot. I don't really, I can't be speaking and reading the comments at the same time. So a lot of the comments
You
just
even
pass
keep
me
calling
by.
Nnamdi Kanu an opportunist. Opportunist
Yes,
because he's fighting
that's
for
how
his
I see him
people.
though.
Yeah, you are
That's
fighting
how I
for.
see him
He's
though.
fighting for his people.
Are
He's
you
doing
IPOB? Are you
something your own
IPOB?
people couldn't
Maurice,
do. You
Maurice,
couldn't.
are you
He's doing
IPOB?
something your own people couldn't do.
Which
How
Can I
is
come
he
which
an
in?
which
opportunist?
Can I
are you
talk?
IPOB? Are you IPOB, Isaac?
No, I'm not type of. I'm Oduduwa Nation. Can I come in?
Come in. So
Yeah,
not
go
you,
ahead.
Isaac. Maurice, I was going. Let me ask him
Oh,
first. Maurice, are you IPOB?
What has IPOP got to do with?
But you brought it in. You brought it in.
Yes, listen,
But
you don't. You
Isaac,
see, that
please.
is your point. What is the point asking me for my IPOP? What has being IPOP or not IPOP got to do with? Yeah, even if you are mocking
Because
somebody from Tanzania, I will tell you, don't mock mockery. It has nothing to do with
because you are
where you
pressing me.
belong. It has to do with what
You are
you are
pressing me,
saying.
Maurice. Let me tell you where it
So
comes in.
asking
You
me
are
if I
pressing
am
me.
IPOP
Hold on.
is a
Hold on.
contradiction with what
You
you're
are
saying. What
pressing
has I
me.
being an IPOP got to
No,
do with mocking
you
people?
brought it in because you are pressing me that I make fun of Nnamdi Kanu and I say that is a
What?
fraud.
That's what you
So
did.
obviously,
That's what you did.
yeah, no. That is what I think. That is what I think.
So
So if you
because
are
I
pressing
said
me
do
on
not make
that,
mockery of John means that I belong to John, I agree
of
with
course,
John, or this, does that make me a member
if you
of
are
John's
coming,
club?
if you are coming up to defend him, then it is legitimate for me to ask
So
what
all
your
those
colors
people
are.
defending him are all Biafrans. Even Oduduwa people, Yorubas are defending him. A lot of
Okay,
Yoruba
well,
people are defending him. Does that make them IPOP, or does that make them?
Let Isaac come in. At least
So
I've given you
your
the space
question
to.
doesn't make any sense to me.
I
It's
think,
Okay,
like asking me for my IPOP.
let
Go
Isaac
ahead,
come
Isaac.
in and then we move
Go
on.
ahead, Isaac.
I want
Yes.
your comment on the next screen, so don't go away, Maurice. Yeah, go on, Isaac.
I'm here. I'm here.
I think we should not be arguing about the issue of IPOB or whatever. Because like me, the first time he asked me also, am I Nigeria or Oduduwa? And I said, well, before I used to be Nigerian, but now I'm an Oduduwa citizen because I have prayed for Nigeria. It is not working.
I'm Biafran. I'm Biafran myself.
Now, the one of the controversial thing that we have here is issue of Buhari being buried in somewhere in Saudi Arabia or Silicon Mosque. Like me, I said categorically, I don't believe that. It is
yes,
Buhari.
You don't have to believe. You don't have to.
Exactly. So so we have different opinions. Some people will believe that, but for me, I don't believe it is Buhari in the state house.
Can I add something, please?
Go ahead.
Yeah, my brother, I agree to Morris, and
go ahead.
even though this conversation has drifted, not even a bit, has drifted because we were talking about something and it's led to another thing. I would say this. I personally, I believe to be a Biafran is a concept of the mind. It's something you are born in you. David Tamarami Tebowe, I am one of the indigenous persons of Biafra. And the word Biafra
Yes,
is
me too.
harmonious with me, you know. So
Yes.
when people come and say, just like you said Oduduwa. Oduduwa is the grand head of the Yoruba. So you
Yes.
cannot, there is no Yoruba without Oduduwa. It's just the same thing as there is no Biafra without IPOB or
Yes.
Indigbo. One thing people
Yes.
have to understand, I am an Ijaw man, but I will say it.
Yes.
There is first son, there is second son, there is third son.
Yeah.
In the land of Biafra,
Yes.
the people, the one of the indigenous group that is the speaker for Biafrans, you hear them more is the Indigbo. It does not mean the Ijaw man is not working. It does not mean the Isoko man or the Yoruba man is not working, you know. So
Yes.
I don't fall for all those things where people
Yeah.
come and, like, you know, try to tribalize the movement or make the movement sound left or right. No.
Yes, that's it.
From the
Yes.
person speaking himself, you know,
Doing everything
he has made
possible to divide
himself clear.
the
You know,
the
just like
Biafrans.
the same conversation like I and the host always talk about, you know, if not for the injustice of Nigeria, we wouldn't even be having all these conversations.
Yes.
But now that the injustice
Yes.
has not become unbearable for all of us, I personally, I still stand with where I am. I think it's time for all of us to go our separate way if the people want, but via a referendum. And I know that is very difficult.
Yes, restructuring is not going to help.
Okay, Maurice, now that you have
The same
gotten that off your
restructuring
chest,
Ojukwu
hold on,
got
Maurice.
for, they signed an agreement and go on, change it. The same go on now, they are slaughtering him and his people. They're slaughtering his people now. The same go on rejected this thing. The same thing, both Awolowo, all of them rejected it. Everything you see in Biafra land now come from the ashes of 20 pounds. The ashes of 20 pounds. It was a Yoruba man. It was a Yoruba man, Awolowo.
No,
that
see,
it was a Yoruba man, Awolowo,
hold on.
that took the whole weight of Biafrans and gave them just 20 pounds. So forget about that. Let's not go back to history.
Okay, let's not go back to history. So now that you have gotten that off your chest, I'm going to go to a completely different story, Maurice, and I'd like you to stay and take your comments on this one as well. And you, David. So let's just go on to a completely different story because you've heard your expression.
Can I briefly respond to what David said the other time?
Go on.
Okay, because I have been trying to make some comment on that. Because we read this morning that the first thing that we read this morning is that they killed 19
Fulanis,
and they buried them. So David made one important point, which I reckon with as well. It could be, we are not really certain. It could be a propaganda, as he said. But where David made mistake is that he said he is 100% sure that was not caused by ESN or whatever. We are not really sure, but to me it could be a propaganda as well.
My brother, don't forget that we already have elements of people going to rob banks with ASN flag or IPOB flag.
Of course.
So we are playing with a dangerous country that is deceptive.
No wise general will sit.
That is true.
David, 1 second, please.
Okay.
No wise general will sit on a table with his enemy and opponent discussing battle strategies. No wise general. How would you expect IPOB or ECN to go and rob a place and put?
You know.
Sorry, I've muted you slightly, Maurice. No one can hear you because I've muted you. I don't want us to go down the IPOB route today because we do that every day, and we'll get. So I've muted everyone apart from Isaac. So I don't want us to go down the IPOB route today because we do that virtually every day. I'm sure tomorrow we'll go there again, and we'll go there probably this evening again. But this particular session, I just want us to stick with this narrative. Maurice seemed particularly vexed with me. That's why I gave him full expression, just so I can explain myself or defend myself, which I think we have done. He might not well fully agree with what I've said in response to him, but he gave me the opportunity to express myself. So I'm happy to leave it there, and I'll go on to the next story, which will be the last one. Buhari's nephew threatens to beat up Katsina man for criticizing him on Facebook over multi-million naira Abuja home. So this is Buhari's nephew. We've covered him on this channel before, when this guy is just building fantastic structures all over Nigeria for the excellent opportunity of life of being Malam Buhari's nephew, a nephew of President Muhammadu Buhari and a member of the House of Representatives. Fatutu Mohammed has threatened a resident of Katsina State, Rabiu Omar Galadima, over his Facebook post. Mohammed, who represents Daura Maidua Sandamu Federal Constituency on the platform of the ruling All Progressive Congress, had recently showed off a new home he built in Abuja. The lawmaker had shared a stunning angular view of the massive house in a Facebook post, asking friends to join him in prayers for attaining the feat. Alhamdulillah, I have completed building my house in Guaripa, Abuja, which took me about 4 years. But once again, Alhamdulillah, and I need your prayers. So let me take that a bit again, or let me pick out rather what he has said again, just so it resonates. So this guy now, by some good fortune, maybe he won a lottery ticket, I don't know, but within the 4 years of within the period that his uncle has been in government, this guy has suddenly pulled up a multi-million-dollar mansion in Abuja, and he's saying Alhamdulillah that God did it for him. So I'm not quite sure if it's the God in Aso Rock or God Almighty, but within the period that his uncle has been president, this guy now suddenly has about 3, 4, 5, maybe even $10 million to build up a structure. So this is what we're speaking to again, the corruption. The date for moving in will be notified soon, inshallah, he posted. Sharing the lawmaker's post on Facebook, Rabiu said, a good leader who builds himself than his people and their community. Congratulations in abundance, the giant. So somebody was accusing me of mocking tone. I can't think of a tone more mocking than that. I wish those were my words. Just a clever use of a language there. So let me read that again. A good leader who builds himself than his people and their community. Congratulations in abundance, the giant. So that tickled me. Correspondents gathered that Mohammed got infuriated with the comment and threatened to deal with the man. My life is under threat. They claimed they will kill me. The lawmaker and his thugs have been calling me. I am afraid of death. I just want the whole world to know who killed me after I am gone, Rabiu told correspondents. So there we have it. In September 2020, Mohammed also threatened to attack a Facebook user, Abdul Basir Maidau, for criticizing him. I want you to record this call. I am warning you not to try me again because I am not your mate, neither your boss. If you don't get out of my way, I will arrange for your beating. You can report to whomever you wish in Katsina or even in Nigeria. It seems you are an ignorant person who doesn't know anything, who doesn't know about development. It is either you are not patriotic or educated. You should get out of my way or else I will arrange your beating. The lawmaker was heard attacking Maidau in an audio conversation. So Buhari's nephew, of course, the apple does not fall too far from the tree. Maurice, I'll come to you first. What do you make of that? Maurice?
My brother. Now, can you hear me now?
I can.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I heard everything you read. But what you read is like a treadmill. It's like a tread. It's something that we are used to. It's something that is normal. I thought you were going to read something new. It's not something new. It's like
it's just
listen,
another day.
These people
just another day in
these
paradise.
people it's a tread, it's a tread. It's like a treadmill. So these people, they don't some people you don't discuss with them. They don't understand the language of civil discussion. They can't reason with you. Like you said, I will quote you, apple don't fall far from the tree, right? Okay, good. Now, these people, you cannot expect any other thing. And maybe, believe me, before this guy became the senator, before Buhari became president and he has opportunity to become senator, maybe he was just pushing chasing cow in the bush somewhere. A shoemaker. And then,
yes,
you know, the country is a country where you see somebody become ordinary local government councillor, and then the whole family will go to church and do Thanksgiving. Say, hey, thank God we don't hammer. Okay. God don't remember us. So
Maurice, let's force this thing. You are in Norway. Imagine the Prime Minister of Norway. His nephew is the person being because we're so inured by this thing. You are talking about Stockholm syndrome. We're so inured by these things. We don't pay attention to it anymore. Imagine if that was the Prime Minister of Norway.
Even that, you are going too far. You are going too far. You are going too far. Now, not only that they will confiscate everything that person has, they will make him as poor as the day that person was born. And you can never get another post. Listen, the country, of course, not only jail, they will take every single thing that person has. You will be poor. Do you know here in Europe, here in Norway, you cannot afford to have 2 cars. The fear of the taxman will make you sell off. My uncle, he bought a new car. He begged me to take his old car for free. He was begging me almost on his knee, take it so that to go away from his neck. They will tax the living hell out of you since you want to show off. That is number one. Number two, do you know the king of this country? The king lives in the city center, just like 10 minutes walk from where I am.
He rides a bike, doesn't he? He rides a bike, Abi.
Everybody rides a bike. Everybody rides it. Every Sunday we ride. Everybody has car, but we ride a bike. It's very healthy. It's very it's sportive and it keeps you healthy. So everyone rides a bicycle. Do you understand? So, but what I'm trying to say, the king lives here in the city center, and there is no fence around the king's compound. We can walk into that place. And every month, the public are allowed to go inside the king's palace, the palace itself. Go downstairs. You're not allowed to go upstairs. You can go downstairs and see how it is. The king lives in the middle of the people here in the city center, and there is no fence. There is no bodyguard, no security. Do you understand me? So people go to play football like Sunday in the palace, king's palace. Just like you have the Buckingham Palace. Yeah, the palace. Everybody there is nothing. People can just go inside the palace. So for Buhari, what he said is normal with them. These people, they don't know how to.
You know the tragedy.
They don't know how to discuss. Only kill.
You know the tragedy. This guy actually feels aggrieved that people are calling him out. So he doesn't actually see that he has done anything. You know, because he's on Facebook boasting and people are mocking him and he's threatening them. So he doesn't see anything wrong with that. So that is the real tragedy. Let's go to David. Let's hear what our David is making of it. David.
Yeah, thanks again once more, and thank you, Maurice, for your contribution. You know, to answer to like you said, it's a treadmill. You know, it's just usual. But if I may say, you know, there is this culture about we black people, you know, when you get money, you start looking down on people. But in the north, they've got their level is upgraded to higher layers in the sense that up north, due to the religion and this that Bambiala doctrine, you know, you don't talk. How dare you criticize a rich man? Even though you know it's the one holding you backward, you know. So they have this kind of thing, and they brought it to government as well.
It's the Ranka Dede. It's Ranka Dede, isn't it?
You see, they believe in the what you're saying. They believe in the doctrine of master and slave. Now I've become a master. I've upgraded from slave to master. So you are still a slave.
I think we haven't studied the Fulani and the Northern. They have a caste between them. How they put their selves in group in their society.
Just to interrupt you, David. Just to interrupt you, David. What you are talking about is
doctrine of master about the Fulanis. It's also the same thing in Middle East. I'm sorry. Yes.
Hold on, Maurice. Just to interrupt you, David. There's a Rankadede mentality, and it's a feudal system. What
That's
they
correct.
do in the north, what they do in the north is, let's say every Friday, for instance, the Mr. Big Man, he will kill a cow and then feed the community, and then they will say Rankadede. So is that Rankadede mindset? So that is the mindset now that the Nigerian country is contending with. That is why we always land on the point that is a culture, is a cultural clash and a clash of civilization, what we have in Nigeria. Because it's a totally different mindset for somebody to go and steal money. You know, they will mock you in Yoruba land, they will mock you in Igbo land, and even you will take the mocking, you will go and hide it. You know when people, even Anambra will tell you that it is God, you know, they're trying to hide it. They will go and say it's a car seller or something. You know, so it's a completely different mindset. This is exactly the thing. Sorry, carry on now, David.
Just to add something quickly, you know, and we shouldn't be surprised with the threat he's giving, because we just saw a couple of months ago the Court of Tribunal judge, justice, beating up somebody in the park in Abuja, in the plaza in Abuja. We saw the senator in the sex shop. That's why, like Maurice said,
what's his name again?
Such behavior here in Western civilization, they will make you poor like the day you were born. You know, like you know, there's the other one that is being caught in extremist conversation. It can't even revive. So these people, Nigeria, we brought this on ourselves ignorantly. You know, we brought this on ourselves.
Please, I just want to chip in something, my brother.
Yeah.
How about the one that was caught pocketing dollar?
Ganduje.
What happened to him?
Ganduje.
Pocketing dollar.
You know what
right, life of the live video. Now, Gandola, you know, pocketing dollar. Now, he's trying to pocket people, but he forget that people are not dollar. He can only pocket money. The one pocketing dollar, Gandola. What happened to him?
We must agree.
Let's not.
We must agree.
Let David land.
Yeah, we must see, by all these acts, we see all these things happening. We can see that, in all fairness, anybody who can put 1 + 1 knows that we are not the same people. We may have the same melanated pigmentations, but our values, our beliefs, what we hold on to are so diverse. And we're not even putting the religion. Then when we put the religion, it's even unacceptable. I'm not saying Islam is bad. I'm unreligious. I don't believe in any imported religion, but you know, but for the fact that you can see how we are different. We are so different. And why should we not see this thing and just every man go himself, man? Go in way.
Okay. I'll start
my brother,
taking close. Hold on,
sorry.
Maurice.
I just want to.
I'm coming to you.
Okay.
Hold on, Maurice. You have to hold on. When I say hold on, then. So I'm taking closing remarks now because I'm the afternoon sessions are usually shorter, so you can come back again in the around about 10:30, and then you get fuller expression. So I'm going to start the closing remarks with Maurice. So now, Maurice, you've gotten it off your chest. Are we friends now still? That's the first thing, but I'm not promising not to criticize IPOB in the future. But are we friends now? Because it's very important to me that we depart as friends. So brother, just your closing remarks.
Asking me if we are friends, make it look as if we were once enemies. My closing remark is that we are brothers. You are not my friend, you are my brother. And we share the same value. We're going through the same thing, the same persecution, the same abuse. And then it makes me wonder, who on earth, how did God join we and such people together to form one country? This is what I don't understand till today. But that being said, you don't have to agree to everything I say. I don't have to agree to everything you say, but we know that we have one common goal. The same thing in Igbo land, they say, use your place to know how my place is. You understand me? So the same thing, we are in the same problem. So instead of maybe trying to make fun of each other, we need to have this synergy to work together to achieve a set goal. Because when a lot of people say I'm successful, but a lot of people don't know the meaning of that success. Now, if you ask me my own personal opinion, what is success? Define success. My success to me is a gradual accomplishment of a set goal, because having money is not being successful. Having a PhD is not being successful, because
You
that
see,
PhD
that means
certificate
you
you
have
have is
money, oh,
simply a
Boris.
tool.
It's only rich people that say money is not important. No poor person will say money is
No,
not
I'm
important.
saying
Eh?
no. Having money is not being
Eh?
successful.
Nah, you
You
see.
have to. Let's say now you want to be a pharmacist. When you qualify and have that certificate as a qualified pharmacist,
No, we get the point.
then
I
you
was
can
only
say you're
joking. You know me.
successful.
You've already accused me of
Okay,
mocking.
I understand. So another thing
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, my closing remark is that in as much as as bad as an enemy can be, an enemy can be as bad as anything, but there's one thing, one person worse than a million times worse than enemy we need to look out for, and that's a traitor, because traitor work from within. Enemy can only get you with the help of a traitor. Do you understand me? So let's not attack each other. You don't have to agree, but when we it's good that I'm not holding it back. I
But
just told you my
disagreement is not attack though, and it's not
yeah,
treachery.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not attacking
And the
you,
difference of
and don't see
opinion
me
is not
like
attack.
I
Yeah.
was angry at you. Rather, I'm not angry at you. I had displeasure with how, like you said, how you presented it. Maybe I took off on the wrong foot and I took it the wrong way. You understand me? But at the end of the day, you now have my point. You understand?
Okay.
So, and I
Okay.
will
Thank you,
say, God
Maurice.
bless you, and I appreciate what you're doing. Thank you very much.
And please make sure you come on again. People have enjoyed having you. I especially have enjoyed having you. And
And me
exactly
too
what
as
you
well,
did,
Maurice.
yeah, exactly what you did is what I
What
I
time?
want.
I will
Hold
only.
on, hold
Right
on.
now, I'm
Yeah.
talking to you. I'm in my office. I'm talking to you from my office, so I don't usually have free time like this to do this.
Yeah, when you do have the time to
Only in the
spare.
evening. Only in the evening.
Yes. So I'm on in the evenings as well. So what you did now is exactly what I want, because I say a lot of stuff, and some people, it chimes with them and it doesn't chime with them. So I welcome people coming to press me on because if you say you listen to this program and you see that I interrupt people and I press them as hard as I can all the time, so I cannot be pressing people and say I should not be pressed. So I'm happy to be pressed, and if you press me enough to show me that I am wrong, then I will immediately withdraw it and make adjustments. But if I feel I'm right, I will stick to my guns, and that is exactly how it should be. So I appreciate you coming, and like you said, if you're ever chanced, then please come again. So David, on to you. Your closing remarks.
I think, yeah. Once again, thank you for the opportunity to make my humble opinion be heard. And this platform is doing well, and just want to encourage you to keep doing it. Then, when it comes back now to the topic of the day, when I joined the conversation, to start with, I think, like we have said, we've mostly agreed that we should take what the tribune said with as a pinch of salt, because it might be not true. Like ESN just came yesterday and start doing such an atrocity, crimes against humanity. It's just on the bad foot. So I just don't want to even buy that kind of narrative. And attack on the North, it's their own. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. Nobody will intimidate me from saying what is happening. And they have made all of us see that they are all together in their oneness when it comes to the crimes that is going on in the North. You will never see any of them come and demonize it the way they expect our Southerners to hang us, to put the rope on our neck once anybody seems to have fallen off the line. And but anyway, the message is out there. People are feeling it, and I'm happy that even the politicians now, they now feel threat, that imminent threat. They now start to feel it, that we can be beaten up on the road, or the terrorists themselves can catch us. The governor the other day was saying it's just 2 hours from Mina to Abuja. I was so happy in my mind, I was very happy, because it was like, yeah, let these people have. Unfortunately, the innocent people will be victims, but at least these people, let them start feeling the heat, that it can happen to them anytime. Their family is not safe, But that being said, I just want to say thanks again.
Where are you going? You are in the car. Are you on your lunch break, or
actually,
are you waiting for that babe again?
No, I'm not waiting for that babe. Actually, I finished my shift, and was an interesting conversation, and yeah, I'm just in the car park.
Okay,
So
brilliant.
so hopefully
we'll see you again. I think we've seen you a few times now. So
You said you are on this evening, so definitely I will try and
10:30. Come in and just I'll put the hyperlink. I always, you see, this is what really makes it. When you guys come on and then just the thing happens organically. Somebody was asking me why I don't have like a co-host. I effectively have a co-host in Isaac, but I don't really want to have like some co-hosts that already know what they're thinking. They already know what I'm thinking. So if somebody comes like Maurice comes and then he just makes this statement and puts me on the spot, and then I come back, and then is that back and forth, you know, that really makes the session. So that was a delight, and been a delight having you too, and we look forward to seeing you.
And thank you, Isaac, as well.
Shortly. So Isaac, over to you.
Well, everybody has already they all spoken well anyway. Let me put that way. But I'm going to make a reference. Yesterday we did speak about religion. Now the same issue of religion came out today now, because when that man built a house of $20 million and praising God, you get what I'm saying now. So how is the issue of God
unemployed 5 years ago and building 10 million?
10 million.
Yeah. Or 20 million.
that you see. So you can see that that religion didn't even go through him, because there is no religion that allow you to steal. There is no religion that allow you to take what belongs to another person. So that is what I'm going to reference in that. So like we also said that northern part, as I always mention, they are so submissive. So that is why we are not moving forward. Like the way Yoruba Nation is agitating for Yoruba Nation now, and Igbo is out calling for Biafra Nation. It's not that it's so easy for poor people in northern part, but to the fact they are so submissive, they cannot agitate for Arewa, because they are so submissive to their leaders. So all what we can do is to just continue to see how we can talk to people, and we just for everybody to just know what they want, and they can go on their separate way. And I think, to me, it's the only solution, because we are in the war already. And there's one thing that came out today. I don't know how true is that. They said, because I saw that on Mayegun diary, there was a letter that he brought out on his pen, which shows that State Security Service wrote a memorandum that ESN they have been moving some weapon that they
bombs
and stuff like that. They conceal it inside the vehicle, and they will be moving it to eastern parts. So as I said earlier, the earlier we sit on the table and we decide way forward, the better. Because issue of we cannot afford to have another civil war. The civil war is already in.
Yes, we are already in a civil war. Okay, Isaac. Thank you, as ever, the voice of reason. So hopefully we'll see you later this evening if you have the chance. If you are not too busy. So that's Isaac. Of course, I mean, you all know Isaac. He always rounds things off for us in a very concise and to the point manner. So that has been the session. Well, it hasn't been that volatile a one, actually, because we've had a more volatile session particularly in recent times, but that is just how the space is evolving. So the stories that we've tackled is the doing away with of 19 Fulani people in Anambra State. We're not 100% on the veracity of that story. We got it from a northern newspaper, but nevertheless, it made for a topic of conversation. So we tackled that, and then we landed on Buhari's nephew, who from being unemployed in 2014, is now able to build a multi-million-dollar mansion in Abuja, and is coming to talk about the merits and the rewards of hard work. So this is what we're seeing playing out. But then, of course, Maurice was saying, is this even news? Is this not what happened yesterday and the day before and what will happen tomorrow? So we are completely inert now to the corruption and the banditry that is going on within the Nigerian space. So that has been the session, but of course it doesn't end here. With the streaming, the conversation usually carries on in the comment section, where I invite you to join me, and I'll be there to come engage with you. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.